Talk. Hello, Annette. How are you?
I am so good. How you doing, Anita?
I am blessed and highly favored. Listen, hello, movers. How are you today? I hope that all is well with you too. We are so glad to be here. You have tuned in to Can We Talk, brought to you by your faithful co host, Anita Faye Wilson and Annette L. Anderson. And we are with Movement Worldwide. We're a motivational organization there to educate minds, empower, nurture, and transform. We are a movement to move. Yes, we are a movement to move. We want to help you thrust into your purpose to live the best version of yourself and win. We tapped into some winning information with some winners' resources. We're seated at the winners' table and we invite you to come along and sit right next to us, right, Annette?
Yes, because the reason why we invite you because we got some empty chairs and we save them just for you. So come on and have fun with us tonight as you partake in what we're serving on tonight. So
Yes,
thank
yes,
you.
yes. Where the table is spread and the feast of the Lord is going on. They so love to hear to say that. So, hello to our movers. We are so grateful that you all are with us this evening. You could have gone anywhere else with your time, but you chose to stop right by here and kind of share in this conversation with us. And we're excited as we go forth each and every week. We're always excited to share. We're excited to have some fun. We're excited to encourage and empower you. That is always our aim, always our goal. So again, we thank you. And before we go on with our broadcast, we want to ask that you do a couple of things for us. The first thing is that video that you're watching, if it's on Facebook, YouTube, wherever it is, please hit the like button, hit that thumbs up button. Let us know, like, look, we love y'all and we're going to support y'all with whatever you do. Hit the like button, hit the share button, share it with somebody. You can copy that link and you can share it to your page. You can share it in your DMs. You can copy that link and share it in text message, in email. However, we want you to share. So subscribe. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you set your notifications. Hit the like button, which I'm doing right now. I'm hitting my like button. Bam! And make sure you share all of those three wonderful things and invite somebody. Tell them that the conversation hasn't started yet. They still got time. Come on with it. We're going to have some conversation with y'all this evening and we're going to have a good time. So subscribe, like, and share. The other thing is that you can sow a seed. We are a nonprofit organization. You can sow a seed into Movement Worldwide via Cash App. Our Cash App is $Movement Worldwide. Or you can opt to come into covenant with us for a monthly seed. And the way you do that is you become a patron. Well, how do I become a patron? I'm so glad you asked great questions. You become a patron by going to patreon.com/movement worldwide, or you can just go bam to our website, movementworldwide.org. And there's a button at the top that says become a patron. Click that button. It will take you to patreon.com where you can set up your account and set your amount. We ask for $12 a month. That's 40 cents a day. But whatever the amount is greatly appreciated. And we just appreciate every amount, even if it's a $5 gift on Cash App. Listen, it is good seed into good soil. Hello, Francesca. I haven't seen you in a while. So it's good seed into good soil. We appreciate you and love you forward. Thank you. And you can also email us at info@movementworldwide.org and make sure you follow us on all social media platforms. Look for that I always do that the wrong way. Look for that globe right up there, the one in the top corner. Look for that globe right there, the one that says movement, the acronym above. That's us. Look for that acronym. Follow us on all social media platforms. We always have something to say. We always have something. Don't we always have something to say in that?
Always.
We
We
always
always
have something
do.
to say. We always have something to say. Always have something to say. So follow us on all social media platforms. Make sure you subscribe, like, and share, and make sure you so see all those good things. Now, without further ado, we're going to go into our conversation tonight. We start off our conversation with our transformational topic. Our transformational topic, the things that make you go,
Yeah.
things that make you go, things that make you think. We take idioms and phrases and we use those to make you think, make you more conscious, something practical that just makes you think. God is so awesome. You could ride down the street and see some birds flying and get a word. You can see lizards fighting and get a word. I seen lizards fighting on my porch one day. I got a word. So our topic tonight, watch your mouth. How many times have you heard your mama say that?
Oh my gosh.
Watch your mouth now. Watch your mouth. Because you know what? Once you say something, you can't take it back. And you have to be careful of what comes out of your mouth. Oh my God. What comes out of your mouth tells who you are and what you are about. It tells what's important to you and what you spend most of your time on, listening to, doing, talking about. All of that comes out of your mouth. Matthew 12:34 says, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. The Bible tells us, y'all, that our tongues have great power and influence over not only our lives, but other people's lives as well. What we say directly impacts how our day will go. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
That's why I love to start my day off with affirmations. I start off with positivity because what we say will impact how our day will go. What we say can gain us new friends and get people to help us, or it can create enemies and start arguments. Once we say something, it's out there. Sound out into the cosmos. It keeps traveling. It goes all the way out into space. We still living off of let there be.
Come on.
Once we said it, we can't take it back. So it's important that we as people, as Christians, that we're better careful about what we say and, keeping some things in check so that we don't sin against God by wounding ourselves or wounding others or causing problems with our words. The Bible has much to say about speaking and how we speak to others, what we say about people, even when we're just, well, I heard so and so and so, but I heard from a reliable source.
Yeah.
Or don't quote me, but I kind of heard. I'm like, what the ham and eggs? So don't say it. You ever have somebody say something to you? They're saying something that they heard.
Yeah.
But they say, don't quote me now because I don't know if this is true or not. So why are you repeating it? I've often wondered that. Why are you repeating if you don't know if it's true or not? It doesn't make sense to me. I've always wondered that. Why are you saying it? The Bible has much to say. One small comment is all it takes to start a huge argument or a fight or a long-lasting feud. Sometimes people don't even remember what they're fighting about because they can remember what was said. One small comment is all it takes to set somebody off who is unstable. And this is important because you never know the state of mind that somebody is in. And you can make one statement that causes that person to lose it. One small comment is all it takes to earn someone's enmity. One small statement is all it takes to leave a permanent wound. One small comment is all it takes to create a situation or a problem where there was no situation or no problem. So many problems,
yes, come on, Anita.
Situations can be avoidable if we can just tame our tongues. If we can stop ourselves from saying what we want to say in response to verbal attacks and other provocation. If we can keep nasty comments to ourselves. If you don't have something nice to say, don't say anything at all. If we can learn to keep that to ourselves, if we can find kind, constructive ways to criticize instead of going off on somebody, ooh, child, you need to put on a girdle. There's a better way. You know what I mean? There's a better way to do things. But I hear people say, I'm sorry, but I'm just honest. No, you are out of control because you can control yourself. You choose not to. And it takes a lot of work because even though the tongue is so small, it can cause a host of issues. When in essence, we need to do that old-fashioned thing that your mama and your grandmama told you. See what had happened was, come on, grace, union, completion. And they do love bringing the tea, but see, our tea is already published. It's published tea.
Yeah,
We
that's
don't
right.
bring the tea and say, "Girl, I heard." No, we're talking about something that's either been whitewashed or something that's in the news. But when somebody's always coming to you, they say, "Always beware of the dog that brings along." Somebody always coming to you with the tea, girl. You got the tea. Girl, I heard. And you have to be careful with that because it takes one comment. And a lot of times when you're talking about stuff and you're keeping the lie alive, I'm a personal witness as to what a lie can do to destroy a person's, not only your reputation, but I have an issue with the city that I was born and raised in because of a lie that circulated about me for over a year. And people kept talking about it and kept talking about it and kept talking about it. And I was like, but it's a lie. And I was going around trying to tell my side of the story, which I've learned since then that it's best for you to just keep your mouth closed.
That's right.
And let the Lord fight your battles because you can't stop the lie. Because it's going to go from that ear to another ear, and the story is going to constantly change. Oh, but if we would learn to watch our mouths in it. I remember one time somebody told me that, we were talking about New Year's resolution. And I was like, so what's your New Year's resolution? She said, keep my mouth closed. And I just looked at her. She thought, if we would learn to stay out of other people's business and just keep our mouth closed, the world would be a better place. I was like, she is so right.
That's right.
I'm like, maybe I need to make that my New Year's resolution. I had everything but that. Because when we start talking, we just loosely rant off things. And the Bible says what's in your heart is going to come out of your mouth. So if you believe something, if you've been putting gossip in your heart, when you talk and when you hear stuff, that stuff goes all into your conscience. And before you know it, that thing is all painted and wrapped up into your good stuff, and it starts spewing out of your mouth. That's why the Bible says, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. That's why you're supposed to be careful what goes into your hearing. Because, remember, faith comes by hearing and hearing and hearing and hearing. That's an over and over again thing. But if you're hearing and hearing and hearing the latest tea, the latest gossip, this rumor, that rumor, nasty comments, negativity, all of that, then that's what's going to come out of your mouth.
Yeah.
Why? Because that's what went into your hearing. That's what's in your heart. That's what you have painted your heart with, and not the word of God, not good words, not kind words, not kindness, not good expressions. And so I'm going to use my word. Y'all know I like to take a word. I'm going to use my word tonight. My word for tonight is, and I'm dealing with this word, I like to take a verb that deals with our topic, and I'll take a verb and I'll deal with it from a transitive and intransitive tense. So the word that I'm going to use tonight is talk. Some of us just talk too much, and you need to watch your mouth. Just hirsch. The word talk, the intransitive tense. Now we have an intransitive and transitive tense. The intransitive verb does not need an object to make sense. A transitive verb needs an object to make sense. Intransitive makes sense without an object. So to talk in intransitive tense means to express or exchange with words. It just is. But the transitive definition, remember, a transitive verb means an object. It means to influence or affect or to cause by talking. So when you are running off at the mouth, you are influencing things. You are causing effect on people's lives. You are causing havoc to wreak. Because you are just talking simply too much. It would be different if what's painted on your heart is the word of God. And that's all now, I know those people who every 5 seconds, they like, and the Bible say, I have a friend whose uncle, he was like very, very adamant. He used to talk all the time. Every conversation he had went to the word. We used to laugh at him because it was funny. We would see him off at a distance talking about certain things. And so he was telling us one day that his friend wanted him to take a car and make the car was a Volvo on the outside, but he wanted to put Mercedes-Benz parts on the inside. And I was like, oh, that's cool, So I thought it was going to stay right there, right? And he was like, you see what I'm saying? Like on the outside, it might look the same. but on the inside, it became converted. And see, that's what happens to us. And when you become converted, you might look, I was like, he done went to the sermon. He done preached about converting a car. But you know what? And it would be different if your conversation was like that all the time. I mean, at the time we were young and we didn't think, we just giggle. Always preaching to somebody, you know. And it was the truth. He was always preaching, always trying to get people saved. And that's the thing. But most of the time when we really look at it, sometimes what's coming out of our mouth is not edifying. And we've got to really look at that and check it. We've got to check ourselves and understand, like, whether or not what are my words doing? Are they expressing or exchanging something awesome, or am I influencing things to happen in somebody's life? Am I affecting someone negatively, or am I causing havoc to wreak or causing damage and pain and wounds because of what's coming out of my mouth? So be mindful to just watch your mouth. Annette, your comments?
Girl, listen, watch your mouth got me, okay? Because that's, I mean, I learned this latter part of my life, to taste your words before you spit them out.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you better say that.
Because sometimes, even though you want to get people toast, sometimes words are bitter, and sometimes words cut, and other times people never get past things that's been said, been years ago. So you have to taste your words. And you taste them to see how good they taste, because you know that word better. So you know how many times we have said stuff and we said it to hurt, and then we just shocked. I didn't mean no harm. Yeah, you did.
Yes, you did.
Well,
you wouldn't have said it if you didn't.
So yeah, we have to mature to that level, because there's so many times you may want to eat somebody alive, but you gotta taste it. And if it don't taste good, don't release it.
Come on.
So taste your words.
Wow, that's awesome. I love that. I love that saying. And when you think about it, a lot of times we don't even think about what we say. We just let it come spewing out.
No.
And there's so much power in what comes out of our mouths, and we really have to be careful.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, good people. So that was our transformational topic. We love the transformational topic. Things that make you go, let me taste my words. If y'all didn't get nothing else, y'all need to get that taste your words. So we're about to go into the rest of our broadcast tonight. Can we talk in that? Y'all got y'all mugs. Y'all come on and give us a taste. Can we talk toast? Bink. That's our toast.
I got it.
Bink. Yes. Can we talk?
No. I got it.
All righty. So we're going to move to the next part of our conversation. But before we do, we're going to pause for a moment for a quote from the quoteologist herself. We're going to pause for a moment for our Annettism from Annette L. Anderson, and we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Make sure you share. You can share with somebody while we're going to the Annettism, because we get ready to go into that real conversation. And it's kind of similar. I noticed that when I saw your topic, I was like, oh, almost, Francesca. Ooh, I know you got your mug, baby. All right. Time for tea. Almost. We're going to go into our Annettism, and we'll be right back.
As I take a quick lap around my life, I now realize something. I was kind of lazy. Things that happened to me are still hazy. Acting like I was stone crazy, even was a little shady, while trying hard to act like a lady. Now I have always been surrounded by all types of friction, addictions, evictions, competition, but I realized my life was not over because God had not spoken my benediction. Even in the last 3 years, I've seen restrictions, technicians, predictions, prescription, morticians, and yes, politicians. But if it had not been for the crucifixion, the resurrection, and my afflictions, I would have not had the ammunition to live my life as a Christian. This is Annettism's Expressions.
I be getting my groove on.
Amen. You know that one for last week. It was good though.
It was, but that was on there.
I may have said it wrong, but it's all right. It's all right. So I don't have to write one next week. So, all right. Well, that was a good quote, even though I wrote it. It was good. All right, then. We're going to get moving here. Okay. We're going to do the power tool. Power tool. There are some matters and experiences that causes people to become hurt, fractured, or broken spiritually and emotionally. Listen, that sounds like Annette. That's where I've been. Sometimes it takes a conversation to mend a broken heart or spirit. In some cases, a band-aid won't do. We need a power tool.
Power tool.
So our power tool tonight is some things you just don't share. Some things you just don't share. And you're right, Anita, it goes with what you talked about because it's your mouth running your mouth. We feel like we need to tell it all. When you want to keep your friends up to date on your latest amazing experiences that you're having, you like a lot of people share photos, get on the phone, social media, videos. It's so easy, and it really helps you and your friends feel like you're part of each other's lives. But this is how Satan often tempts us. He starts small. You'll start telling this person a little bit about your conversation, and all of a sudden you're going down the wrong path, and you're sharing things that you shouldn't share. When you're sharing stuff, sometimes things that you don't even think much about. People have their little isms and schisms about things we've shared. So I'm learning how to try to filter out things that I share. Your personal life and family drama. Your personal life is none of anyone else's business, and telling others about things that's going on in your home could cause some criticism and judgments. All family have drama. I don't care who you are. All family got drama, and it's crazy sometimes, and we want to share. So what I've learned in my walk, I've learned how to limit the people that I share my personal life with. Yet it is something that you should be telling. There's just some things you shouldn't be telling the world. Obviously, if there's something wrong, telling a close friend or partner can help lighten the load and keep you supported. Because every now and then, Anita, you need that little support when you're going through. But you got to be careful what you share. Sometimes your courageous deeds, your good deeds. You told somebody how you helped somebody. You didn't tell them because you're trying to boast or brag. But you say sometimes when you've done something good, you want to share it with somebody. But sometimes people give you the side eye, say, oh, so, some things that you don't need to tell. I remember seeing a video where this woman of God had blessed these people, and she videoed it, and she got so much criticism because she uploaded. But what she was saying, she said, I didn't do it because I needed a pat on the back. I needed people to say, attaboy, attagirl, look at you. No, she said, I did it because I wanted people to know, just like God blessed those people, they could bless you. And sometimes people take it the wrong way. We thinking one thing, but people actually doing something else. And then you talk about material belonging. Everyone likes to have nice things, and and people stop hating on people because they got some, I learned something, and I told this story. My ex-husband's cousin had bought this beautiful house, and I was like, oh my God, look at it. Oh, that's so beautiful, And when I went in the house, there was no furniture. We up there trying to hate on somebody. You don't know what it takes for them to get what they have, So we try to be so very careful what we share. Sharing, you want to share, but you don't want your good to be spoken evil. We want to share. We want people to know. Now, when we come on here, we don't have a problem sharing. This is what we do. But even when we tell tea time topic, we're not gossiping, telling nothing. No, we're talking about what's already out there. Anything we talk about, you can find it. So you know what I'm saying? We're not sharing. Not necessarily we do give some people the wonk sometimes because they deserve it, but we want to share to enlighten people, to let people know stuff that's going on, and some things and some things that we talk about you never heard of. So we have to, even with that, I have to be careful what I share. And certain things, I've seen certain stories I chose not to share. I've seen when it comes to killing, and also certain things I just don't share. So you have to be careful what you share. You have to know your audience, Anita. Those are things that are so important. In our churches, be careful what you share, what you release, what you let people know. I limit myself to people in my life. Not that I got something to hide, but I don't want people to or you can't stop people from saying certain things, but I don't want to come across as bragging and boasting. Yeah, God's been good to me. I've come a long way. Now, I don't have a problem telling people about the goodness of Jesus. If you got a problem with that, then maybe you don't need to be around me. But, there's some things you should not share. So I'm going to the scripture, and I'm going to get through this pretty fast. I went to the scripture, and I took a familiar scripture that, again, Anita, I didn't even know what you were talking about, but it ties in what you're saying. It's Psalms 19 and 4. It's called "Let the Words of My Mouth." I'm talking about the words of my mouth and meditation of my heart. But I'm speaking on first. I'm speaking on "Let the Words of My Mouth," meaning either your speech or what you're saying. You have to be careful when you're talking. And the first thing I want to pull out of this is blemish free. We have to make sure we when we talk that we try to be blemish free. I look at David wanted his words and the thought of his heart to be acceptable to the Lord. He was a worshiper. He believed in God, but he wanted his worship to be pure. He wanted to be blemish free. Now, of course, we live in this body, and until we come back in our glorified body, nobody's going to be perfect. But in this text, he wanted to be blemish free. Even his worship, because during that time, you take an animal for worship, they had to be blemish free. And even when I come to God for worship, I want it to be blemish free, and just some things, Anita, you just don't share. Some things you just don't share. And then the next is the heart. And the meditation of my heart, his inward thoughts, and he continually revolved his mind, his meditation, the word of God. He said, I want my heart to be right. Even if people take me wrong, and even if I shared something that did not come across right, I want God to know. I want God to be in my heart. I want people to feel my heart. Have you ever said something hurtful or unkind and wonder, where did that come from? Have words left your lip, and even as they exit, you regret that expression and you wish to retract it? The good person out of the good treasure of the heart produces good, and the evil person out of the evil that produces evil. So that's what I was saying earlier, and I didn't even realize how it tied together. How sometimes we say things out of our mouth, but we got to be careful what we share. When I say share, I'm not just talking about stuff about your own personal issues, but even when you share with someone, and say if you're a mentor and you're sharing and you're trying to help them get to the next level, we have to be very careful about mentoring. I learned this. Anita was talking about this. You got to let people talk and stop talking yourself. Stop giving them your opinion. Let them talk, hear what they're saying, and then you'll be able prayerfully to give them good advice. So we got to be, there's just something we have to understand. We just can't share. You can't always share your mind. You know how it is, Anita. I'm going to give them a piece of mind. That's your problem right there. That's why you're crazy, because you're always giving somebody a piece of something. You ain't got but so much mind, and you're giving that away. So you have to be careful what you said. Just some things you just don't share. Then it talks about being acceptable in thy sight. In other words, a safeguard is required. You have to have a safeguard in place, because there's some things you just don't share. You have to have a safeguard. You got to make sure that when you open your mouth, again, I talked earlier when Anita was saying about that, you got that tasting the words and see what it tastes like. Do it taste bitter, or do it taste sweet? Are you trying to cut somebody down, or are you trying to build them up? There's just some things we just don't need to share.
Oh.
Some things we just need to keep our mouth closed about. And the Bible go on to say, oh Lord, my strength, our rock and my redeemer. It talks about a flavored conversation. So when you open your mouth, make sure that thing tastes good, sounds good, and is good. So we have to be careful what we say, because things that you say can cut somebody down. And so you have to be careful of the things that you say. Just some things you just don't share, even though you want to tell somebody off. You want to tell them about. I've seen so many women. I've been like, she wrong for that. Why she got on that? But I have to taste my words, because I don't know where they are. I don't know what's going on with people. I mean, I've had conversations with people and I had my own personal thoughts. And then I had a conversation with Anita, and all of a sudden it was nothing like I thought. So just some things you just don't share. So what if it's in your house, in your heart? Everything that's in don't need to come out, because once it's said, it's over. So there's just some things you don't share. You don't share your personal thought on people. Like you said earlier, girl, you need to put on a girdle. Now I'll tell my daughters certain things that I won't tell nobody else, because I raised them. And I said, girl, you wrong. What is that you got on? Child, boo, take that off. Of course, they ain't gonna do it if they don't want to. But I'm saying I know what I can say to a person. So, we have to have flavored conversation. Make sure you put a little sugar in it. Even if I need to correct somebody, you don't have to correct people any kind of way. And that's the problem I had at my first church. I didn't have a problem with correction. I had a problem with the flavor of the correction, because some things you just don't say, because then what happens is that causes you later in life to have to struggle to get rid of that thing. It comes embedded in your spirit, man. Just something you just don't say. And so I dealt with that with conversations that I've said to others and things they've said to me. And so one thing I've learned, that make sure that you taste it and put a little sugar, put a little honey. If you can't use sugar, like Anita don't use sugar, then put a little honey in it, Anita, because if you're going to be ministering to people, preaching to people, praying for people, laying hands on people, you got to make sure that you know what to say, because there are times there's some things you don't need to share. You don't always need to share your life. You don't always need to share your opinion. It's your opinion. And sometimes people don't care nothing about your opinion. It's your opinion. Is your opinion pure, or is it coming from a place that's not pure on the inside? And when I looked at this text, I looked at David. He was saying he wanted to be blemish free. He said, let the words of my mouth. He told God, let me speak the right words. He said, let my heart be in the right place. He said, they put a safeguard in place that even when I want to say it, you bridle my tongue. And he also said, flavor my conversation. There's just some things we should not say, whether it's in the church house, the White House, or the outhouse. You have to preach what you say in the church. The pulpit is not, let me just go there for a second, and it's not on my notes, but the pulpit is not a place that you tear people down. Even if you don't like certain things. I don't know how many times I sit in service and I heard the preacher preach on everything but the word of God, because they're saying things, but certain things you just don't need to say. Just sometimes you don't need to share that. Sometimes you don't need to say that. Sometimes you just need to keep your mouth closed, bridle your tongue. Let that tongue stick to the top of your mouth. If something's coming out and it's not lining up with how God would do, what would Jesus do? Would he say some of the things we say, and then we say it, and then we want to hide behind the cross? How dare you? Just some things we just don't need to share. And that's it for me tonight, Anita.
That is, you know what? Ain't much to say on that, but
I got an oh my God tonight.
Oh my God on that one. Oh my God. I mean, and that is so true. It's like I hope that both the transformational topic and power tool has been beneficial to somebody tonight. Watch your mouth. Some things you just don't share. Even your dreams and visions, you don't share them. Dream killers are out there. People are looking for a moment to just like wreak havoc or to steal, or the devil seeks to steal, kill, and destroy. Most of the time it's because of what you let out of your mouth. Sometimes it's too soon to share your vision. It's too soon to share what you're gonna do. I was telling somebody the other day, stop telling people you got money coming, because they're gonna come and borrow. I was saying that to somebody in particular because I said, just as sure as you share it, they're going to come because they know you got a check coming. Don't even talk about it. Stop sharing everything. Some things you just don't share. Nobody has to know all your business. The Bible tells you that. Don't let your right hand know what the left one doing, the other way around. Don't let the other hand know. Be quiet. Stop sharing. Some stuff is just meant to be in the incubator.
Yeah.
Let it marinate for a minute. Let it sit for me. I have been in positions, I don't know if you've been here in that, and we're going to move on after this. I've been in positions where I've been about to say something, and sometimes it's the simplest thing. I don't think it's nothing big, and I'm about to say something, and God says, don't say it. And I hold it.
Yep.
And I'm thinking about something like, well, that ain't nothing. But you don't know what that was going to do to trigger
Thank
who you're
you.
about to talk to. So if you want to say something out of your mouth, you have to be mindful. If the Holy Spirit is telling you to hirsch, then you need to hirsch.
You need to hurry.
Just be quiet.
No. Let me say this right quick, Anita. Even when I come on and do this, I'm still particular what I say.
Right.
And oftentimes I do a disclaimer. I don't claim to know it all, but what I know, I know,
Right,
and I
right,
share.
right.
But this is a different thing because we're dealing with issues that's out there, and you know, I'm sure people do talk about it, but it's under the rug. It's like when my sister-in-law lived in his apartment, and her landlord would call me, and so what she would do, because she wasn't, anyway, but she would, instead of just sweeping stuff and put it in, and put in the trash, she'll sweep it under the rug.
Mm-hmm.
And so what happens a lot of times, so much is swept under the rug, and and that's what we do. We get it from, we pull that rug back and get from under there, and we deal with it. And that's all I need to say about that.
Oh man, well, this was good. This was good. This was so good. I hope that you have been blessed.
Yeah.
By the power tool on tonight. There's some things a Band-Aid won't fix.
Come on.
You need the power tool to tell you to hirsch. All right, good people. With that being said, we're going to pause and go for our station identification. We're going to pause for our commercial break for just a moment, and we're going to come back with the fun part. We love the fun part. So before we do that, we're going to pause for our commercial break. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. You can still invite somebody, but we'll be right back.
Walk into your God-given destiny with power and conviction with Power Walk Sunday. Each and every Sunday at 10 a.m. live on multiple platforms. TNT, that's Tuesday Night Talk with Annette L. Anderson, every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. live on multiple platforms. Go where you can soar. That's Speak It, Orated, Articulated, and Reverberated. When we eat well, we live well, and all will be well. Go to elbwell.com, join the journey, and take your life back. You can also join Eat Well, Live Well, Be Well every second and fourth Saturday at 3 p.m. for Be Well, a health and wellness series. If you don't have your copy, get yours today at Amazon.com. That's Living Life One Quote at a Time by Annette L. Anderson. Helping us grow spiritually together. Tired of the fluff and puff of playing church? Ready to be a powerful vessel? Ready to work the word? Join Connie Green every Tuesday at 7 p.m. on Facebook Live. And we're here every Wednesday at 7 p.m. live with Can We Talk? Your co-hosts, Annette L. Anderson and Anita Faye Wilson, with Tea Time Topics, where we discuss trending subjects and current events. You can also discuss these with your Can We Talk coffee mug. Email us at info@movementworldwide.org. They're $15, and that includes shipping. Make a donation via Cash App at $Movement Worldwide. Or go to our website, click the Patreon button, and sow a seed of $12 per month. That's 40 cents a day. Whatever the seed, it's greatly appreciated. Be sure to follow us on all platforms. Click the notification button, subscribe, like, and don't forget to share. It's that time. Tea Time Topics.
Yes, it's Tea Time Topics. Tea Time Topics. I love Tea Time Topics. Oh. I love Tea Time Topics.
You too.
We're going to go into our Tea Time Topics tonight. And our first topic is, we got a comment here. Oh, Francesca, she loves tea time. I know you love it. I know you love it. Our tea time topics. First tea time topic, WNBA star Brittany Griner, who plays overseas during the winter months, is being detained in Russia after being accused of carrying hashish oil in her luggage at an airport near Moscow. According to the New York Times, the Russian Federal Customs Service released a statement on Saturday saying officials detained an American basketball player after finding vape cartridges that contain hashish oil in her luggage. The Russian news agency TASS identified the player as Brittany Griner, citing a law enforcement source. Griner appeared to be seen in a video released by the Customs Service wearing a mask and a black sweatshirt while going through security. The footage also showed an official removing a package from the passenger's bag. U.S. officials have been expressing concern about Russia detaining American citizens on trumped-up charges. The concern has especially grown in recent days as Russia continues to engage in conflict with Ukraine. The State Department has urged all U.S. citizens to depart the country immediately, citing concerns about the potential for harassment against U.S. citizens by Russian government security officials and the embassy's limited ability to assist. Americans in Russia, several other WNBA players, left Russia in the past week after the country invaded Ukraine. Wow. See, well, I'm going to let you comment first, and I'm going to tell you what my thoughts are.
Yeah, I was thinking when I was wondering, did she have, because a lot of them do that vapor thing. I said, I wonder, did she have that? Because you're not in America now. These countries, man, girl.
I guess because I've traveled enough. Yes, it's fishy. I mean, I don't know if she had it or not. We're not there. We don't know if it was planted, if it's something that they just chose to do with her, or if she had it. But the one thing I do know from traveling a lot, there were many stamps in my passport. There was one from Malaysia. There was a whole page that was attached to my passport. Of course, it was years ago. And when you renew your passport, a lot of times they take all those pages out. I don't know why they do that, because that was like some history I had in my passport from traveling all over the world. But they, in my passport, there was a thing stapled inside from Malaysia that said traveling with drugs through customs was punishable by beheading. So there are a lot of countries that have very, very harsh laws concerning carrying drugs in and out of the country, something that is considered illegal. And so my thing is, I don't know how she got it in there. I don't know if she got it in there, if it was hers. But if it was me traveling out of the country like that, especially with something going on, I would have thrown that thing in the garbage somewhere. There's no way I would travel with anything. I wouldn't even travel with aspirin. I have been stopped in customs in Japan for a makeup powder. And the Japanese customs guy was looking at me like, marijuana, cocaine. And he was shaking my mouth to my cocaine. And they tested it. And of course, it was makeup powder, but still, you just never know. When you're traveling with certain things and in and out of countries, they're very, very, very different. And you have to be careful. So my heart goes out to her. And I do believe that that they're targeting people. But, I do know that in this day and age, people just act like that's not even a big deal. And they need to be mindful. People need to be prepared. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, have mercy.
Especially, I mean, my heart goes out to her. I wouldn't want to be stuck in Russia with them invading Ukraine and the craziness that this man is doing. It's like, what? I wouldn't want to be her.
I wouldn't either. He don't care nobody killing thousands. Well, she just be another one. I pray they,
one person don't amount to thousands, honey. He don't care.
I tell you what. If I did get home, I would never dribble another ball. Russia did. They could melt me and pull me back over there. No.
Oh my God, that is funny. So if she's been playing for Russia for years, if she had drugs, they would have found them years ago. Yeah, but traveling with them and having them are two different things. And that what is happening now is traveling through customs. So if she's been playing there 10 years, quite naturally, she's become a customer. And I know people get comfortable. They get comfortable in those other countries. And I've seen people traveling, and I have friends and people who have traveled and have done things, and it's like all I had was it was a little bit. I had smoked a joint and I had the roach in my purse, and I'm like, yeah, but you got a federal charge for that, and and it happens. I've seen people be so lackadaisical in the entertainment industry, in the sports industry, traveling. When you travel a lot, and you're not being stopped before. She probably has never been stopped for it before, but now they're looking for a reason. There's no way. I wouldn't travel with anything in and out of a country because I've seen what they do. I've seen how it has affected people. So I hope that, my heart goes out to her. I hope they let her go.
Too.
So we're gonna stay in prayer for her.
Yes.
Because I can't stand what he does. And because of the fact that they stopped her and they probably have let her go a few times before, or they planted it, whatever they did, they get a big old womp from us. Shameful. Leave the girl alone and let her come home.
Let her come home.
All right, fellas, let's go to the next one. Bring on our next one.
Moving. We keep it moving.
Okay. Republicans are standing against a bill that aims to make hair discrimination a federal crime. The Crown Act legislation, designed to protect Black people from being punished for their hairstyles at work or school, needed a 2/3 majority to vote to pass the House on last Monday. However, only 15 Republicans supported the bill, which fell with a 235 to 188 vote. Jersey Republican Bonnie Watson Coleman, who authored the bill, said Republicans are fueling a climate of division and obstruction. Even though the exact same bill passed on a voice vote without objection in 2020. Oh boy, House Republicans have chosen to give in to the climate of division and obstruction and block the Crown Act, a bill meant to end race-based hair discrimination on the final day. This happened on the final day of Black History Month. The bill, which will now return to the House, can still pass with a simple majority, according to NewJersey.com. Despite this temporary setback, and while I regret that the Republicans chose to miss an opportunity to show unity against race-based discrimination, we will bring the Crown Act back and pass it with simple majority, Coleman said. Coleman said that Black people continue to face discrimination because their hair does not conform to white beauty standards. Oh boy. She adds that Black students are discriminated against, suspended for unapproved hairstyles. High-profile incident unfolded in New Jersey in 2019 when a high school wrestler, Andrew Johnson, was forced to cut his locks before a match. New Jersey passed a law against hair discrimination after Johnson's case caused outrage across the country. And yeah, the Crown Act. And it means creating a respectful and open world without no racism. And that's something. So it's up to you to say what beauty is.
Exactly.
Yeah. No.
Exactly. I'm sick of them. I'm sick of them. There's there's a constant dig and attack against Black and brown people because now you want to go after. Of course, there's always been this issue with people with locks and braids and stuff in the professional place. So now you just continuously coming for people for the way they wear their hair. Ridiculous. So what about the majority of people that we see in society with tattoos? Leave them alone.
Yeah.
If people want a tattoo, leave them alone. If they want locks, leave them alone. If they want braids, they have a right. You're infringing on people's rights.
Because you already in your head what beauty is.
Or what professionalism is. It doesn't make sense.
No.
It's an attack. You're right. Shame on them. Shame on them. And we give you a big old fat womp. And then you see how I got my head shaking with it? All right, fellas, let's take us to the next one. Come on, drag your trash off the stage.
Moving. We keep it moving.
Ha. Look at this foolishness here. A jury has found Brett Hankinson, who was charged with recklessly shooting into a neighboring apartment during the raid that resulted in the killing of Breonna Taylor, not guilty on all 3 counts, of course. Former Louisville officer was charged with 3 counts of wanton endangerment for firing multiple shots into a neighboring apartment that endangered the lives of 3 people on March 13, 2020. During the night of Taylor's death, Hankinson fired 10 shots into her apartment. Ridiculous. Several rounds went into an adjacent apartment next to Taylor's where 3 people were living, a man, a pregnant woman, and a child. The jury only deliberated for 3 hours prior to announcing the verdict. During the trial, Hankinson testified on his behalf, telling members of the jury that he thought his fellow officers were under fire from a high-powered rifle and reacted to
Get out of here.
the officers busting an axle to save the other officers at the scene after one was shot. Taylor's pregnant neighbor, Chelsea Napper, also testified at the trial, explaining that several rounds that entered her home felt like they were flying everywhere. Hankinson was the only Louisville officer who faced charges related to the raid of Taylor's home, during which the 26-year-old was shot multiple times and killed. This case is never going to rest well with me. Never going to rest well with me. That this girl was shot and killed in her apartment, trying to get some sleep and not knowing who's breaking into their house. I think it's the area, and of course, Kentucky has to change. The face of Kentucky has to change politically for anything to be done. And it trickles all the way down from the political offices to the courts, everything. And nothing's going to change until that changes. And we just have to keep voting. We have to keep we have to get some people good in office to make the laws change. And if for nothing else, to find justice for her. Your thoughts?
Yeah. I think number one, as far as he's concerned, I think they use him really as a scapegoat.
It was a scapegoat just to have somebody charged.
Because he kind of sort of disobeyed an order too. I read about him that his superior told him, and I just think he got away with it, but he probably almost had to, because it was deeper than him. It went higher than him. Because they don't need those no knock, So that means you just come in people's house and kill them, and say, "Oops, well, I thought." So you thought, not that you knew, you thought.
No, my bad.
So, my bad. So if somebody break in my house, if I have a weapon, I'm gonna shoot at you because I don't know who you are. You didn't even identify yourself. So
exactly.
Hey, he may have gotten away with that, but when they do get away with that, other stuff surface about something else. So you may get away in here, but you never get away. You really don't. So that's sad.
It is sad. And that political system, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. My heart continues to go out. It's not going to change until that raggedy man is voted out. You are absolutely right. You're absolutely right, and it is very sad. Our hearts my heart still bleeds for, what happened to her, and it was shameful, and it should have been dealt with. But you know what? God's eyes are not closed. I have to keep reminding myself of that. All right, fellas, take us to the next one.
Moving, moving, moving. We keep it moving.
All righty, Estee Lauder fired. I never pronounced that right. Anyway, fired a senior beauty executive after he posted a racist meme to his social media account. John Dempsey worked for the national producer and marketer of beauty products for 3 decades, most recently as the company's executive group president. Dempsey posted on his Instagram a cartoon, I don't know this, of Sesame Street book cover showing Big Bird wearing a surgical mask as Mr. Snuffy. You know what? I used to hear this word growing up. I never know how to pronounce it. Pronounce it as
Snuffleupagus.
Oh boy, the name
Snuffleupagus. Yes.
The name alone, he should have went to prison. But anyway, lays in a bed along with the title of my a snuff done got. See this? Oh boy, a snuffy done got the Rona.
At a Chingy concert.
At a Chingy concert. On Monday, the beauty enterprise released an announcement saying the Dempsey termination followed his recent Instagram posts, which do not reflect people. Well, that's the word to use. Do not reflect the values of Estee Lauder companies. Have caused widespread offense, damaging to our efforts to drive inclusivity, both inside and outside our walls, and do not reflect the judgment we expect of our leaders. Inclusion, diversity, and equity are core to our company values globally. Furthermore, they go on to say, listen, I got something else to say. Furthermore, over the past 2 years, we have worked together as an organization to advance our approach to racial equity and have taken a hard look at where we can and should do better. Executive Chairman William P. Lauder, the head man, oh boy, and CEO and President Fabrizio, what is it? Fabrizio, almost
Fabrizio
like
Frida.
Oh yeah, almost like the stuff you mount with. He was made, and listen here, this is what's crazy. I want to just slap him. He was making nearly $10 million a year. 10 million. He stated that he did not read the post before he put it on his site. This is why we posted. This is why we posted that. That's not that many words to read. So what?
You know what it said.
You know what it said.
Look at that. You
what,
didn't
about
read
7 or 8
it?
words?
So if you didn't read it, you just posted because he has on a mask and Mrs. Snuffleupagus is in the bed? No. You posted for what it said. You idiot.
What it said.
Whatever.
That's what you did during your hide.
Come on. You should have been fired. Boom, boom, boom.
This joker made 10 million. You've been on job 30 years. You making 10 million. And of course they're gonna say something because a lot of black folks buy their product.
Come on. Awful. Awful.
You're an awful man.
Into who?
Moving on.
Moving right along. Come on, fellas.
Moving. We keep it moving.
I'm just laughing at the comments. Talk about him. Stupid. Yes, just a dumb, stupid.
Yeah, you're making 10.
And then your statement about it is even dumber.
You're making $10 million a year, sir.
Whatever.
Oh, well.
All right. Moving right along. Rihanna's Clara Lionel Foundation donates $15 million to Black POC LGBTQ plus and women-led nonprofits focused on environmental justice. Music superstar and cosmetic entrepreneur Rihanna Clara Lionel Foundation. That is so awesome. She has donated all of this money. Working on climate change across the U.S. and Caribbean in partnership with Start Small, Twitter founder Jack Dorsey's philanthropic initiative. The grants from the Barbados Native Foundation will support entities focused on and led by women, youth, Black, Indigenous, people of color, and LGBTQIA plus communities. Climate disasters, which are growing in frequency and intensity, do not impact all communities equally. Under-resourced countries, communities of color, and island nations are facing the brunt. Yes, they are. To combat this inequity, founders like CLF are building partnerships with organizations, acknowledging their deep understanding of what is necessary to achieve climate justice in their own communities. The announcement of this multi-million-dollar donation comes barely 2 months after Rihanna was named a national hero in Barbados. In the recent past, Miss Fenty, is her name, has donated $11 million to social justice organization and gifted 4,000 tablets to youth in her native country to address the digital divide during the pandemic. What an awesome thing.
This is how you give back. This is
how you give back. This is how you give back. Yes. That's what I'm talking about. That's how you do it. Go Rihanna. We are happy. We are happy about that. We are proud of her. And we give her all kudos. We give her the thumbs up and the applause. She gets the first one for the night. Yes, yes, yes. Awesome.
Wow, I love that.
I do too. I do too. All right, fellas, take us to the next one.
Moving, moving, moving. We keep it moving.
Okay, this man is an absolutely icon. James Earl Jones honored with renaming a court theater on Broadway to James Earl Jones Theater. The Sherbert Organization Incorporated today, which would have been a few days ago, announced that the 110-year court theater on 48th Street will become the James Earl Jones Theater in recognition of Mr. Jones's lifetime of immense contribution to Broadway and his entire artistic community. Jones, who is 91, began his Broadway career in 1957, and in 1958, Mr. Jones played the first role at the Court Theater in Sunrise at Campobello. Over the following 6.5 decades, Jones rose to star in countless stage and screen production, including 21 Broadway shows. Jones Tony Awards include Best Actor in a play for the Great White Hope in 1969, where he portrayed turn of the century boxing champion Jack Johnson, in the original production of Fences, 1987, by playwright August Wilson, as well as a Lifetime Achievement Award in 2017. Jones has additionally won 7 Drama Desk Awards and have been rewarded the National Medal of Arts and the Kennedy Center for me. What he said, for me standing in this very building 64 years ago at the start of my Broadway career, it would have been inconceivable that my name would be on the building today, said Mr. Jones. The Sherbert's decision to rename Court Theater in his honor. And they're going to say that Mr. Jones deserves to have his name on immortalized on Broadway without question.
Yes.
So and that's something where he started from.
Where and the thing I'm sure in the time that he started, even before civil rights, he never thought that he would see that day. And usually those things happen after somebody's gone, but he lived to see it. And that is an awesome, awesome thing, to be able to live to see that honor be shown to you for all of the many years that you have contributed to society through your gift. I am so happy for that. Definitely a legend. Definitely a legend. Wow. James Earl Jones. Who hasn't heard that voice? Correction, I know your father, when he played Mufasa. I loved it. All right, fellas, take us to the next one. Take us on to the next one.
Moving, moving, moving. We keep it moving.
The voice alone was powerful. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Just hearing his voice was like, you knew it. You know his voice when you do anything. Yes, I totally agree. And we definitely applaud him. Great contribution to society. I'm glad that I lived to see him accomplish things in history, that I grew up with that. All right, next one. Oh, God. Here we go. Attorneys attempt to explain why Ahmaud Arbery's toenails were mentioned during closing arguments. Bob Rubin, who represented Travis Michael during the state murder trial against 3 men, was unhappy when defense attorney Kevin Goff, who represented Bryant, infamously said, "We don't want any more black pastors coming in here." If we could have slapped a piece of duct tape on Kevin's mouth at that moment, we would have, Rubin admitted. Rubin defended Laura Hogue, the defense attorney who represented Greg Michael, for saying during closing arguments that Aubrey's toenails were long and dirty. He said she was trying to communicate without saying that he had mental health issues, but did it in a roundabout way because the defense couldn't present evidence of Aubrey's health status. The goal for the defense was to show that Aubrey was shifting from the image of a person with a big smile, beautiful face photograph that the state used in the trial. Rubin said before insisting that Hogue is the most progressive, loveliest, well-meaning person on the planet, he also wanted to dismiss the idea that she was a bigot, sending out a dog whistle to potentially racist jurors. We didn't have racist jurors. None of us had any reason to believe that any of the jurors would be responsive to a dog whistle. She did not have any bad motive at all or racist motive in making that argument. I beg to differ.
I beg to differ too. No, because at the end of the day, she tried to make him an animal. It wasn't not, she wasn't trying to talk about his pit. No, she was trying to make him come across as an animal that needed to be put down.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I feel about it.
Mm-hmm.
Nah.
I see.
And that will live on. You'll never live that down.
See, that's the kind of person right there that I feel like Medea when she said, "Give me 5 minutes with her in the bathroom." Just give me 5 minutes. 5 minutes with her in the bathroom. And it'll be all over. 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
A lot of these people, they do stuff. You got children, different. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Whatever. That's some foolishness. Come on, fellas. Let's get the trash off.
Moving, moving, moving. We keep it moving.
All right. Not allowing any Black people on the train. Videos show Africans stranded in Ukraine blocked from getting on transportation while some were forced to walk hours to the border in the cold, while tens of thousands of Ukrainians try to escape violence amid their country conflict with Russia. African immigrants in Ukraine said they had been blocked from fleeing the country because of their skin color. Videos circulating on social media show Ukrainian authorities forming human barriers between African immigrants and Ukrainians, hindering Africans from getting on the trains out of the country, even after making it to the neighboring countries. Africans must reportedly wait while Ukrainians cross first. To be honest, there was a lot of racism, Minsha said, because the Ukrainians always come first, even though we Africans should be there for days and sometimes 3 days with no food. Everyone was exhausted. Anytime Ukrainians came, they told us to go back. They were shouting at us, go back. It was really crazy. A man can be heard on a video saying they are not allowing any Black people to enter inside the gates. It's only Ukrainians that they're allowing in. Even ones with kids, they were not allowing in. Nobody's talking to us. South African and Nigerian officials said they're doing all they can to get their citizens, primarily students, out of the country. About 20% of Ukraine's international students are African, according to Dushas Well. About 4,000 students are Nigerian, the paper said. And that's something you being racist and your country being blown up.
Right.
But it was there. But you know what was in you?
It's in you.
It was there all the time. So
I was watching video footage the other day of people at the train station and how they were literally pushing them back. Mm-hmm. And pushing the, it's like, but I heard somebody say on Clubhouse, she's actually African American and had been living in Russia, and she was saying that she's traveled a lot, but she would always make sure that it was known that she was not African, because it's something about African people that they had an issue with. If you are from Africa. And then she said she would always make sure, she said she noticed that Africans were the ones who were being discriminated against the most. So I'm like, it's a shame. And then when they finally, they started letting, them through, but it's still, just imagine how many thousands and thousands and thousands of people that are still stuck because, and my heart just goes out. My heart goes out. So listen, we just have to be prayerful because you know what? It's them today. You just don't know where anything like this lies for you. So be mindful of what's going on. You have to know what's going on in this world, because just because it's over there on a different store doesn't mean it doesn't affect you. Yes, it does. What is happening now affects the entire world. Be mindful, be watchful, be prayerful. I hear people all the time, I don't watch the news. I don't watch the news that much either, but I do watch to see what's going on. I do read. I do pull articles. I do listen in on discussions because there's some stuff going on and it is going to affect the entire world. And that's why you have to be up.
That's right. That's right. Because think about it, Anita, you have our former leader. He is like applauding this man basically for murdering people because that's what it is. It's murder.
Mm-hmm.
you know.
It is
But
murder.
but anyway,
Be mindful, be careful, be watchful, because there's a dictator spirit that is going on all over the world. If you pay attention to what's going on with Putin, Kim Jong-un, and the guy in China, they are planning. This stuff has been plotted and planned. They know exactly what they're doing. Be mindful and careful. Don't think it's not gonna come to you. It'll never come to America, child. Hmm. You start thinking you indispensable if you want to. All right, fellas.
Moving, moving, moving. We keep it moving.
I forgot to give them their. I forgot to give them that. All righty, bam. This is amazing. Reading this story, it's like we always talk about things that we can't do. That we can't do. Incredibly inspiring high school wrestler Adonis Lattimore, who was born without legs, just won Virginia State Championship. Born without a right leg and with a partial left leg and just a single finger on his right hand. He says, I have been dreaming of this since I knew it was, and to finally have it to happen is just, I don't know how to explain it. Really, if you work hard, you can do anything, even win a state championship without legs. Lattimore said to Virginia Pilot. Lattimore won first place in the Virginia High School League Class 6 106-pound weight class at the Virginia Beach Sports Center. It was his first state championship win, and according to reports, he barely missed out on a regional championship. Instead, he finished runner-up. That is incredible.
incredible.
Incredible. My heart.
Absolutely.
That just literally blows my mind. It blows my mind. Don't ever think that you can accomplish something. You've given the use and activity of all of your limbs, your sight, your hearing, your right mind. You can do anything if you put your mind to it. We applaud him. That must be his father hugging him, because that has to be a proud moment.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yes. Look at God. Exactly. Look at God. That's just amazing. All right, fellas, come on with our last one.
Yeah.
Moving, moving, moving. We keep it moving.
All righty. This is so cool. Johnny Brown, musician, comedian, and beloved actor, best known for his role as the housing project superintendent Nathan Bookman on the hit show Good Times, has died. His family has announced on social media. The multi-talented star celebrated his 84th birthday last June. Johnny Brown was born June 11, 1937 in St. Petersburg, Florida. Brown was raised in Holland. He found starting after winning the amateur night at the Apollo Theater, which led him to become part of a nightclub act with his future wife, June, and with tap dancer Gregory Hines Jr. and drummer Gregory Hines Sr. His resume includes tours with Sammy Davis Jr., who also served as a mentor for him, landing him a role on Broadway as Ronnie in The Golden Boys. He also had a recurring position on the television show Roland and Martin Laughing. Yeah, I used to watch that. He released his first 45 back in the day. Okay. He released his first 45 with Columbia Records, Walkie Talkie Kissing Dog with Sundown on B-side at age 23. So he was a singer. Brown went on to film The Davis Drama, A Man Called Adam, and later returned to Broadway in 1968 for a play titled Carry Me Back to Morningside Heights, directed by the late Sidney Poitier. Wow. Tributes have already begun to pour in on social media as fans in Hollywood reflected on a man whose easygoing nature kept them entertained for over 4 decades. Many echo not Bookman throughout the comment section of the various social media platforms. Good Time star Bernadette Status, who played the iconic role of Thelma on CBS sitcom wrote that she was devastated to hear about my dear friend Johnny Brown, who played Bookman on our show Good Times. She know that she would miss all the stories about Sammy Davis Jr., Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, and even John Wayne. She highlighted the actor's star quality, noting that his talent was beyond measure. He was such a pleasure to work with, she concluded. I certainly will miss his happy spirit and big smile, praying for his family in every way. Rest in peace, my wonderful friend. I will truly miss you. In addition to his wife, in addition to his daughter and wife of 61 years, survivor includes a son, John Jr.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And so it's interesting because I didn't know I didn't know he was a singer. I mean, he was well rounded. Well, I only knew the Bookman, but he could sing. I mean, he ran with the big dogs during that time frame back in those days. Sammy Davis and Frank Sinatra, John Wayne. Come on, he was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, I mean, most of the time when we see actors and actresses in movies and things, they do have multiple talents. We just don't know because what
Yeah.
makes them famous may be one thing or the other. And there, in some cases, we do see all sides of their talent, like Jamie Foxx. We see all of his talent.
Yeah.
That's very rare. So, but yeah, rest in peace, Bookman. Man, whose life has not been impacted by Bookman? I mean, what do you call him? Blubberbutt?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh man. All right. Well, we have come to the end of our broadcast. I'm so glad we had this time together. But we have to end. I have a little sinus infection, so you might hear a little raspiness going on in my little song at the end. But we are so grateful that you came and you sat with us. You enjoyed this time with us. Before you leave, please, ma'am, please, sir, subscribe, like, share, all of those wonderful things. Make sure you hit that like button, share it with somebody. A broadcast will still be up. Like it, subscribe to the YouTube channel, subscribe to the Facebook channel, join the Facebook group, set your notifications so that you know when we are live. The other thing is you can sow a seed via Cash App at $Movement Worldwide, or you can become a patron by going to our website, movementworldwide.org, clicking the patron button and becoming a patron, which will allow you to set up your account, set up your amount. We ask for $12 a month. That's 40 cents a day. But whatever the amount is, greatly appreciated. And we're grateful for all of it. You can also follow us on all social media platforms right up there at Movement Worldwide. Look for that globe, look for the acronym, and you'll see it. Movement, that is us. You can also email us at info@movementworldwide.org. Now let me give the rundown to you. We start off our week with Annette L. Anderson on Tuesday nights with TNT. That's Tuesday Night Talk, where we take flight and soar. That speak, orate, articulate, and reverberate. Y'all know I got to come up with a dance. Speak, orate, articulate, and reverberate. That's every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. live right here on this platform on Facebook and YouTube. Then on Wednesday nights, we are right back here with Can We Talk? Yes, every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. with our transformational topic, things that make you go. Also, our power tool, that hard to have conversation, and our awesome tea time topics. I love tea time topics. And that's every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Then on Fridays, we are on Clubhouse. If you're not on Clubhouse, get on Clubhouse.
Please get on there.
Get on Clubhouse. Please get on Clubhouse. Tell your neighbor, neighbor. Yes. Neighbor, please get on Clubhouse. Get on Clubhouse because that's where it's going on Friday nights at 8 p.m. in the Movers and Shakers room with our conversation all year. We're having entitled Finding Balance with a different subtopic every single week. The conversation is booming. Yes, it is. So get on Clubhouse every Friday night at 8, and then on first and third Saturdays wait a minute. Let me back up. Moonwalk. If you don't know how to get on Clubhouse, please, ma'am, please, sir, bam, text the word movers to 954-820-5050. 954-820-5050. What? 954-820-5050. I see you in that. Why every time you start rolling your neck, you go, and then why you do like this?
I do, girl, like I got wait a minute, I got a beat.
You can text the word movers to 954-820-5050 and you'll get a link right in. Also, on first and third Saturdays, we join forces with Elder Moselle Mason and the collaboration, and we are praying through the pandemic in the Praying Through the Pandemic room with a prayer experience, and things are happening on that prayer experience, y'all. Every first and third Saturday at 10 a.m. live on Clubhouse. Then on Sundays, we're right back here. This past Sunday, we were pre-recorded.
Yeah,
right here. But look, we were here and on time. But we're here every Sunday at 10 a.m. live on Facebook and YouTube with Power Walk Sunday, where we inspire and motivate you to walk into your God-given destiny with power and conviction, where there is always, say always, Annette.
always.
Where there is always a word for you. Your thoughts, Annette?
Yeah, I mean, tonight was phenomenal. We thank you so much for coming and joining with us. We're here every week, whether it's pre-recorded. And to be honest, you didn't know it was pre-recorded till you said it was pre-recorded. It was a phenomenal. So thank you so much. We love you. And she's already giving you the breakdown. Join us. We're here just about every day. We had a couple of days we're not here, but thank you again so much.
Yes. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all, but we gotta go. But again, sir, please come back and join us another time. We throw up the heart, and we will see y'all the next time. Y'all have a good one. Goodbye, everybody.
Walk into your God-given destiny with power and conviction with Power Walk Sunday. Each and every Sunday at 10 a.m. live on multiple platforms. TNT, that's Tuesday Night Talk with Annette L. Anderson, every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. live on multiple platforms. Go where you can soar. That's Speak It, Orated, Articulated, and Reverberated. When we eat well, we live well, and all will be well. Go to elbewell.com, join the journey, and take your life back. You can also join Eat Well, Live Well, Be Well every second and fourth Saturday at 3 p.m. for Be Well, a health and wellness series. If you don't have your copy, get yours today at Amazon.com. That's Living Life One Quote at a Time by Annette L. Anderson. Helping us grow spiritually together. Tired of the fluff and puff of playing church? Ready to be a powerful vessel? Ready to work the word? Join Connie Green every Tuesday at 7 p.m. on Facebook Live. And we're here every Wednesday at 7 p.m. live with Can We Talk? Your co-hosts, Annette L. Anderson and Anita Faye Wilson, with Tea Time Topics, where we discuss trending subjects and current events. You can also discuss these with your Can We Talk coffee mug. Email us at info@movementworldwide.org. They're $15, and that includes shipping. Make a donation via Cash App at $Movement Worldwide, or go to our website, click the Patreon button, and sow a seed of $12 per month. That's 40 cents a day. Whatever the seed, it's greatly appreciated. Be sure to follow us on all platforms. Click the notification button, subscribe, like, and don't forget to share.